Good morning, it's August 11th, and I'm Shika from chale.news. Big morning. Ghana's government has accepted sweeping constitutional reforms, elected DCEs, longer terms, and more. The Black Queens have been knocked out of WAFCON, and nearly 1,000 Ghanaian women died in childbirth last year, a number that should stop all of us. Let's get into it. Ghana's constitutional reform push just got very real. The government has officially accepted 5-year presidential and parliamentary terms, elected district chief executives, something Ghanaians have wanted for decades, and the abolition of the death penalty. Attorney General Dr. Opoku-Agyemang made the announcement Friday. Not everything on the reform table was accepted, though. Full breakdown on chale.news. Still on democracy, the Supreme Court has ruled 5-2 that all registered party members in good standing can vote in internal elections. One member, one vote. NPP-USA, which has been pushing for this since 2009, is celebrating. But they're also raising an alarm. Without public funding for these elections, the ruling could end up giving even more power to the big money donors who bankroll campaigns. The Cocoa Board bill is drawing heat. The NPP is urging President Mahama not to sign it, pointing out it was laid before Parliament on July 28th and passed within the same week. Farmers and stakeholders had no real say. The bill replaces a 40-year-old law and introduces new offenses, a tribunal, and restrictions on uprooting cocoa trees. The presidency hasn't responded. VP Jane Nana Opoku-Agyemang is being unusually candid. She's told Ghanaians plainly, the government cannot please everyone right now. Some debts can't be renegotiated, and chasing popularity would gut healthcare, education, and infrastructure. Worth noting, Ghana's energy sector alone is carrying a $1.1 billion deficit this year. Ghana has dropped 15 places in the Global Peace Index, down to 76, its worst ranking in recent years. The report points to rising speech arrests, Galamsey-linked violence, and armed crime in Accra. That's not a number to wave away. On fuels, the Strait of Hormuz situation is not resolving quickly. Iran says the strait stays closed until the U.S. meets unspecified conditions, even as an Oman shipping deal edges closer. For Ghanaians already paying nearly 20 Ghanaian cedis a liter for diesel, there is still no end date in sight. Some more structured news from GoldBod. CEO Sammy Gyamfi has set out the targets under GANRAP, import cover rising from 5.7 months today to 8.6 months by end of this year, nearly 12 months by 2027, and 15 months by end of 2028, adding $9.5 billion to gross reserves annually. The strategy is built on buying roughly 3 tons of gold per week rather than borrowing abroad. Ghana raised 9.4 billion Ghanaian cedis in treasury bills last week, solid demand for the short end, but investors are demanding 13% yields before they'll commit to longer-dated debt. The tension in Ghana's debt market recovery is very much still there. This one needs a moment. Ghana lost 986 women to pregnancy and childbirth complications in 2024. That's more than 3 mothers a day. Our maternal mortality ratio stands at 235 per 100,000 live births, more than 3 times the UN's 2030 target. Deputy Health Minister Dr. Grace Ayensu-Denkwa disclosed the figures during a facility tour in Greater Accra. Full story at chale.news. If you're traveling to the U.S. and your route passes through Uganda, South Sudan, or DRC, pay attention. The CDC has announced new Ebola-related screening measures. Even a layover in those countries could trigger mandatory health checks. Travelers from DRC may be barred from boarding U.S.-bound flights entirely. Check the latest CDC guidance before you fly. Ghana's DVLA is rolling out smart number plates from mid-August. The new plates carry hidden NFC and RFID chips. Officials can scan them to pull up full vehicle and ownership records instantly, and the registration year will no longer appear on any plate. Pilot runs through December. The Black Queens are out of WAFCON. Malawi beat them to claim the 4th and final automatic World Cup berth, meaning Ghana has now missed out on the Women's World Cup for 26 consecutive years. 26. There's still a Thursday third-place playoff against Côte d'Ivoire, with the winner entering an intercontinental playoff in November. One more chance. Antoine Semenyo, chale. 2 assists in 2 minutes in Seoul, helping Manchester City come from behind to beat Atletico Madrid 3-1. The Black Stars winger is looking sharp ahead of the Community Shield against Arsenal on August 16th. Ghana's Golden Arms arm wrestling team is heading to the World Championship in New Delhi in October. 9 athletes, including reigning world champion Grace Minta. They're still looking for corporate and government travel support. Give them a push. Good news to end on. Burna Boy and Shakira's Die Die just made history. It peaked at number 17 on the Billboard Hot 100, making it the highest charting World Cup song ever, knocking Shakira's own Waka Waka off the top after 16 years. Afrobeats continues to move the world. That's your August 11th digest. Everything we covered today with full reporting and context is waiting for you at chale.news. Stay informed, stay sharp. See you tomorrow.